Hi friends, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So I'm here today with a flip through for you of this Eclectic Autumn Journal. I've been working on this one for a little while now and just got it finished up. So you may be familiar with this cover, as I did make most of it in a past Tuesday 10 video where I was focusing on making covers. This cover is made from one of the most beautiful saris I have ever seen. It is embroidered roses, and it has like a layer of like a see-through organza that's also been embroidered here, and just stunning embroidery everywhere. I love this book because I love this fabric. What I did was I created, it's a soft cover journal, and I've created a tie. I used some of this like soft sort of blue. I love this particular shade of blue. It's like a spa blue, like a soft blue with pink roses. Like it just really appeals to me. So what I did was I took this piece of cotton and it is a nice long tie that wraps around the journal, so you can, tie it up. It has room to expand, that sort of thing. And then you just unravel it here. And I made an applique also out of the same sari and stitched it here. This is stitched onto the journal as well, so it's it's stitched on the front, a nice long, piece of this blue cotton that's all been stitched. And I added another of the appliques at the end of the tie. So then this journal also has this book flap that I added back here, so it's like a page protector. So when you close up the journal, you can put this here like so and then tie it so that all your pages are inside. So let's jump in. So the pockets on the inside are made from this same blue fabric with an applique. And in the front, I've added this large fun journal card. So it is of this beautiful snowy owl, some fungi. This has some sequined applique at the back. It's on like a coffee dyed index card. There's birch bark, there's lace, there's some faux pine here, there's organza. Lots going on that journal card. And you'll see the inside of the journal here. It's made from the same sari, but it's the back side that has some sort of zigzag embroidery to it. Now the kit that I used in this journal is from Charm Studio, who's an incredible Etsy designer. She's also Ukrainian, so I definitely was happy to support her shop. So this is the technique I've been using lately. I really love it to make the back pages of digital pages more interesting. I might do a video on that, but yeah, this is what I've been doing on the back sides, and I just really quite love it. So then there's a pair here. I've used colors of orange, yellow, and green, just a little bit of a nod to the seasons going from like late summer to fall, because that's sort of what we're experiencing here. There's still some green hanging around, so it's nice. This is coffee dyed paper. Then we have, made from a children's book page, this is an upper tuck pocket with an owl and some bunnies here. It says R for Rosie, P for Posy. And I've used a few of these pages. This is from an Edith Holden design book, so it's got her beautiful handwriting used in it. And then this is another really kind of complex journal card. So it says A Thrilling Adventure, and we have the Canada geese here, an ode to my home country, and this little one sitting in the nest with the goslings, and there's some nice fun threads here and some little gold leaves or some spattering of white. It again is a lot of different layers of collage. And then the page tucks over, and I made a tuck spot out of it, added a flower here, and then in the tuck spot is this large journal card. We made this in a Tuesday 10 as well. So this is actually a shaker card, and it has little bits of birch bark in it. And the image that's used back here is from It Capilli Imaginarium on Etsy, and there's some of my jelly printing and collage. So that's a nice big journal card. Another Charm Studio page and some of my dyeing. This is a quote from Toyohiko Kagawa. In times of quietness, our hearts should be like trees, lifting their branches to the sky to draw down strength, which they will need to face the storms that will surely come. coffee dyed paper, and some fun collage of like a family tree kind of page. This is from a fun planner. I just really like these pages. And a butterfly. Another butterfly on this this book page here. We have this pocket that says The Song of a Bird. And this is a large journal card that I made and did these fun punched edges. For me, this is very fall inspired because this is the time of year where I am harvesting my garden and packing all of my spices for the rest of the year. So then this is just a little collaged journal card. There's some fabric. There's all sorts going on here with this pheasant. And then a lovely page from a nature book with a butterfly and flowers. This is a cluster of avocado pages on an avocado paper with a Victorian greeting card here. And it has a quote from William Somerset Maugham. "As I am well aware, one can never know about everything there is to be known about the human nature. One can be sure only of one thing, and that is that it will never cease to have a surprise in store for you." Another page from Charm Studio and some wraparound washi tape, my die work, and then this is this is a book flyleaf page. This is a collaged envelope that I made from these fun cut-off scraps in different fall colors, and then added one of my watercolor swatches on old ledger. The back has this butterfly here, and inside the envelope is this matching piece of stationery from a tree book, and so the flap matches the stationery, so that just tucks on in there. And then just more of the same fun collaging. So that just wraps around the page, and then the flap lies here. Oops, I guess I should put the stationery back in the card here. There we go. There we go. And then the flap lies here with the butterfly. And then avocado dyed paper. This tip out page, this is an Audubon bird northern cardinal illustration, and one of my handmade tea cards there, some fall washi tape. And on this side, I kept the information about the great horned owl because it's really fascinating. And then I've added some stickers down here that say autumn. And up top, we have a pocket made with a Kate Greenaway image. And inside it is this Audubon image of mourning doves. Some more of my dyed paper. This is a fun illustration from a book of this character that looks kind of like a scarecrow doing some raking in the woods. And another fun illustration of like a fall cabin. This is cork that I've stitched to handmade paper. A page from Charm Studio. This fun little book page, some flowers, and some vintage ledger. It's been dyed as well. This is one of my owl mother of gnomes. So this is a digital kit that has 2 owls and a whole bunch of gnomes and a little sort of visual instruction on how to put this together. You can use these as a journal card. The gnomes can be removable or not, and they can be a pocket like I've used them for here on this scrapbook paper. And these are both avocado dyed things that I've been working on this week, a library card and a time card. I will be posting some avocado dyed bundles in the shop shortly. This is a stitched cluster. This is from a children's book about animal houses. It says raccoon or bobcat maybe. Beautiful illustrations. A little bird nest here on some dyed paper. This is a Charm Studio spread. More dyed paper. Round hill of ants as high as my knee. That's what we found when we looked everywhere. And a moth here, and then this is one of 2, these were these really fun old, so I bought a collection of 45s at an estate sale, and someone had used these folders in the middle to keep them separated, and so they have these strange holes embossed here, and they're a lot of fun. They're just a nice little piece of ephemera. The paper feels great, so I avocado dyed them. Added this Kate Greenaway image of Jack and Jill climbing on up the hill. And that's a wrap around there, and it just clips on. And then we have a little clock there. And another page from Charm Studio and some handmade paper. This is from a book, and I just liked how fall feeling and like relatable it was. It's one of those woven chairs, and it's sitting outside in like this yard that looks like it's just about to get its fall cleanup. And then we have a little Red Riding Hood here and the wolf, and she's climbing the tree picking apples. More green dyed paper. And this is more Audubon birds, the passenger pigeon. And that flipped around, and I made a tuck spot for this large journal card. I loved this piece of art because it felt so autumnal, but also it was sort of a call back to the book because her dress is embroidered with flowers and these leafy stems, just like the cover of the book is. I don't know how these kind of things find me always when I'm making journals, but I just always manage to find some kind of perfect thing. So then I've added this illustrated tree here, and then this sweep of leaves across that go onto both pages. They have a bit of sparkle in them. And that tucks right in here in the back tuck spot. And then up front we have this large squirrel like money envelope style envelope, and then inside another avocado dyed time card, and this bookmark style journal card with all of these sort of like processes in nature, like of seeds. So grains of corn, 4 o'clock seed, bean, peanuts, and walnut. And I thought that was lovely because this is the time of year when the squirrels are gathering all these things and getting ready for winter. And then we have some acorns in their various, the top, the bottom, and then the whole acorn. And then some of my dyed paper, Charm Studio paper, and avocado dyed paper. This is just a fun illustration from a book of this big yellow flower and this girl swinging. And we have another girl swinging here, but it's in a rug hooking, and I thought it was really, really pretty. And then this little apple pocket that has some handmade paper inside. And that's more of that planner book. And then more of that family tree collage. This is blueberry dyed paper. More of my dyed paper with a little fabric acorn stamp that I made. And this is another Charm Studio page. This is a fun page. So this is from the Edith Holden design book. So there's her bee. And then I've put this piece of art at the back with this floating apple for a head. This is an envelope from Release the Crafton. And I've added this little banner label. Inside the envelope is this. It's my own mycology photography. I made this tag with some handmade paper. And then just a little vintage playing card that fits the fall theme nicely. And then on this page, this is also the Edith Holden design book. We have this crow pocket. And for me right now is like crow season for fall. The crows are in every pine and spruce tree, like squawking down at me wherever I am. And I really love them. So, and then this is a piece of ephemera I have been hoarding because it was part of my storytelling in the summer camp takeover series, and I just thought, you know, fall is a very good time to reflect on the role of Indigenous people on this planet and the corn, and I just love this method of this circle cutout. I want to do more of this. It also has watercoloring and stitching and this lovely grungy old book spine. It's just a really fun journal card. I've added a few things I've been hoarding into this book. So coffee dyed paper, more of my dyeing, and this little cute mouse stamp. These two pages are both from Charm Studio. This is a little cutout stamp of some fall flowers, and more of my dyeing, avocado dyeing. This is a page from the Edith Holden design book. I just left it as is. I like that it says projects and that there's so much of this nice pinkish kind of space to write. And it tips over. This was some of the stencils that are in the book. Like they basically give you a bunch of stencils to be able to like recreate her designs on a wall if you wanted. And then there's this little avocado paper here. This is an avocado dyed time card that I used as a belly band for this Morning Dove journal card. And that just tucks up in here. There we go. And more of my dyed paper and Charm Studio paper. This is avocado dyed as well. And then this is from this lovely children's book illustrated page of just this illustrated boy sitting under a tree with a book, which sounds like something wonderful to do on a full day. And then we have a pocket up here made from a Rolodex card that I painted and sort of doodled on. And there's a little poem there that says, "The raindrops are pure, but in their descension, tiny dust specks allure. If the sun happens to shine through these prisms of light, we'll see a rainbow with colors so bright." And this is a postcard from the back of a vintage Dutch magazine called Fleur, and it has these fuzzy bees on it. So cute. And then some catching butterflies, and this is more of my dyeing. And then we have this little craft pocket here. There is a vellum ticket and a hand-stamped avocado dyed ticket in there. More Charm Studio, and this is from my boiled book. So you can see this big flower here. That was a Gerber daisy, and then some of the foliage. And that's thick watercolor paper. It has a really nice texture. And then we have some greens turning brown here, and some people dancing in leaves, and avocado dyed paper, some more dyed paper with this little bunny stamp, vintage ledger. And this is a book from a book page from a book about meadows. So it was fun because what they showed you was the artist's kind of sketch, their initial sketch, and then the final work. And so it's these Queen Anne's lace and these little moths. So it's lovely little white moths that you see kind of flying around in your garden. Some green dyed paper, and then another of those 45 separator papers that I avocado dyed. You see the circle there from the record. So yeah, this is another page from a Charm Studio kit about leaves. She's got some beautiful fall bundles in her shop right now. And then this is a little cuckoo clock inspired pocket with our little bird in there that I made, and some nice gold leaves here in this little clock. And then it's got some children's book page behind it, and then this is a vintage image of some birds. It's a journal tag. And then on this side we have this pocket made from a children's book that told a lot of poems and tales of different kinds of indigenous people. This one is Ilu Honkwa Lonaniani, a Zuni song, and they've given the words in English. Pretty see the cloud appear, pretty see the rain draw near. Who spoke? 'Twas the little ear of corn, high up on the cornstalk born. Corn ear, what have you to say? I'm so thirsty, thirsty, rain, give me a drink now, come my way. And you know, as I'm flipping through this book, I feel like I wonder if I could switch. I don't think so, it's too wide. But these two would really go really well together, and I don't know. It's just ever so big. But yeah, think about it, because I really feel like those two could go together. But what is in this pocket is this, I believe it's a kind of a sweet pea, the purple potted capuciner. And then this is some vintage advertising for a stove. Early breakfasts, best baker stoves and ranges, eclipse all others. And those are journal cards. Some dyeing here, and this little hedgehog eating an apple. A Charm Studio page. This is blueberry dyed paper with this old ad for Western Rye and Brome. And another Charm Studio page. Round nests for squirrels, not easy to see. And then some birds here. This is a little applique. And then this little collage page is a garden design plan in the family tree book. And so I thought it'd be fun to kind of write here and have this fun plan. And then we have another Kate Greenaway beekeeper image down here. And this fun little sort of autumnal country kind of feeling fork, and some more dyeing, Charm Studio, and some coffee dyed paper. This is a little fabric applique of a raccoon that I made, and some more Charm Studio. And I finally used these two clusters. Oh my goodness. So these two clusters, this was from a magazine page, a design magazine. And I believe this was like in a Brazilian kitchen. These are like a god and goddess of harvest, and they're both like these hand-carved wooden faces of a woman and a man. The woman has like Chinese lanterns and dried herbs up above her head, and I basically added organza stitching, gilded paper, all behind in a cluster, and then an eyelet. This one has a Swarovski crystal bead, and it's a tuck spot holding on to this Nathalie Lett card in an envelope of this deer and mushrooms and a little bunny. She's one of my favorite artists right now. And then we have this children's book page of this girl and then these strawberries. And then this is the other cluster, and he's got dried apples all around his head and some fall leaves there. And then tucked into him with this pyrite hanging from this wire is this lady with her snake plant, and I just really love her. She's so cute. Okay, and then on this side of the page we have the Charm Studio leaf kit again, and then this is the other of the Owl Mother of Gnomes pocket, and she is holding on to, as well as all her babies here, this little piece of inked paper arts paper, and then this is more of my dyed paper. Another page from that Fun Meadows book, and on this one I've added this lovely metallic, hopefully you can see the golds and all of that. It's a swatch of watercoloring on some vintage ledger, and this tips in with a little tab made from avocado dyed paper. And then on this side, this is like an old piece of, like, you know, classic art, that there's this little tiny classic kind of looking person with this little, like a baby and a mom, but I just love how they're depicted, and it's almost like they're growing into the tree. So I made a pocket with that for this big illustrated children's book card of these roe deer with some avocado on top, avocado dyed lace, and then some vintage ledger, more avocado dyed paper. This adorable carved apple. How cute is that? I just want to do that in all the apples in my house. And then this is a nice illustration of pumpkins and some onions. And this is another boiled book page. You can see this fun foliage here, these little tiny details. I forget the name of the plants that I use. They're like these, like, they almost look like little flames coming up. They're like orange and like deep magenta colors. I completely forget the name of the plant. These are ducks here from Charm Studio. This is some of my dyeing and a little chipmunk. Another of those fun book pages with these kids playing ball in a park. And then this is so cute. It's like a field of tiger lilies, and someone has drawn a bunch of children on paper and stuck them in the tiger lilies like these little magical people. And then some coffee dyed paper, Charm Studio. More of my dyeing. This is also the Edith Holden design book with these fun stenciled ivies. I added this little pheasant there, and it's a tuck spot with a hidden pocket behind it. The pocket's made from avocado dyed time card, and then there's this novella here, and this is a little journal card with this little girl in this big forest in the rain, and that just tucks inside the pocket. Oh, I hear my alarm going off and my phone is across the room. Just give me one moment. Okay, that was a really quick moment. My phone was not across the room. It was in my pocket. That's why it was so loud. Anyhow, this inked paper art paper is so beautiful, and it just tucks on into this side tuck. And then we have the full Edith Holden ivy stenciling and the bee. More of the avocado dyed paper, more of my dyeing, and a little sunflower there. And then we end with this Charm Studio page. So another pocket made the same way, and inside of it I've added this quilted postcard that I made with a northern mockingbird. I also quite like this stamp here. It's Francis of Assisi, 1182 to 1982, and there's these birds there as well. And so it's got this nice fabric on the back, and it's been kind of like quilted on, so it's puffy and soft. And then on back we have some nice thick boiled book page and a postcard label. So to close this journal up, you basically just, you know, give the pages a press down, add your flap, so there's a bit of room for it to grow if you wanted to put the flap out a little more, and then you just close it on up. And then you've got this nice long tie that just sort of swings on behind like this. And then again we wrap around one more time, and then I come to the back and I just tuck it underneath like this, pull it through, and then I come back to the front because I think it looks really cute sort of pulled through this way so that the two just kind of coexist together right there. So anyhow, if you are watching this video, this is also a 2 signature journal. It's quite large. It's a very tall journal. I forgot to mention all of that. It is just about 11 inches, about 10.75 by 7. So this journal will now be in my shop if you're seeing this video. So thanks for hanging out with me for the flip through, and I hope you're having a really great day. Bye for now.